last time I showed you how to draw the outlines for some of the objects you could put in your outer space or your spacescape. So today we're going to add some color. There's two options. You can do the marker painting technique, or you can add color with crayon or colored pencil. All right, gather your paper, your supplies, and let's get started. So I have my paper here, saved it from the last time we were working, and I'm going to show you two ways. Now you can take crayons and color this to make your designs, or you can start doing the marker technique that we learned about last time. So for example, I'm going to try to not use too much. If I use lots of blue and purple for the background, I think I'll try to use a little less of that when I do my planets. So I'll try to do other colors like orange, red, yellow, green. So you can, if you want, you can just outline a planet like this. And then when you get it wet with your paintbrush, the middle will be a little bit lighter, which is kind of a neat effect. Okay, you could, if you want to add a different texture to your planet, maybe you want to do a planet that reminds you a little bit of Earth, where there's plants and things on it and water. I'm just going to kind of do some green areas on my planet there, and then I'll do the rest with some blue. And remember, if your marker's drying out here, once you start adding the water, it really is not going to matter a whole lot. So you can see, I'm just going to paint over that whole thing. Let the colors blend together, that's fine. Try not to let it get too puddly when you add water this time. If you get out of the lines a little bit, that's really not going to matter either, because remember, we're going to cut this out. All right, so let's say you would like to do a swirly planet. You certainly could. I did that on here by adding lines. That's really up to you. Maybe I'll try to do something like that a little bit on this planet. Maybe I'll add some lines and some swirls, like Jupiter has swirls. Although this is not the same color as Jupiter. All right, so maybe I can add a little red to that, because I don't want to just have it be purple, because I already have a lot of purple. So I chose two colors that were right next to each other on the color wheel. Although if you get a different color, you might end up with gray, and there could be gray planets. All right. I think I'll wait to do the rings, let that dry a little bit. I'm going to work on my big planet here, and you can choose whatever colors you really want for your planet. On this one I used reds. No, I was thinking of Mars, because I just heard in the news the other day about the rover landing on Mars, and so I was thinking about that. But you really could use any colors you want. So let's see, how about I do some orange? I always like to outline around those things. Maybe add a few other texture lines in here. Remember, if you don't add very much ink to your paper, don't make many marks, you'll end up having kind of a pale looking planet, which is not necessarily bad. But I think I'm going to try using some yellow with this. Maybe some yellow along up here. Almost looks like volcanoes now. And then when you're ready, go ahead and add some water. Remember not to smash your brush. All right, so you can see how this is going to go. I'm going to do one. Don't feel bad if you want to turn your paper so that you can get to different places. Maybe I'll do a green rocket this time. Go around my window. I'm going to show you what this all looks like. I'm going to do a bunch of this with marker, and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm finished. Okay, so remember, if you don't want to do all of these, you don't have to. Make sure you've got one big planet underneath. You've got either a rocket, a satellite, or UFO. You can do all three if you want. And at least one other smaller planet. You can also do more than one. You don't have to do all of those things, but make sure you have the big thing, one piece of technology, and a smaller planet. Now here's an example of one that I have colored with crayon. Either way, whichever one you decide to do, either using the marker painting technique or the crayon, is fine with me. Remember to save your paper so that you can have it for next time. We're going to do a couple more things to it next week, and then we should be done. All right, hope you've had fun and stay creative. Goodbye.